Hi guys. Wait. The Hello Kitty backpack is failing us. I was trying to rest you right here, but this just flops. So. Fuck you, Hello Kitty. You can't even do the most basic task on the planet. Holding a phone. Like, I can't believe you. We have no options for where I'm gonna put you. Like, no good options. That was it. That was it. Okay, do we want, like, right here? That's kind of like a bad angle. Like, see how weird of an angle that is? Ow, what the fuck was that? Like sticks or something, but it's stressing me out. Stressing me out. Like, sticks are not supposed to be that sharp. Okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? There has to be a good option. This is not going to be a good option. Okay, I'm trying weird things that cannot possibly be a good option. It's a stick. For the weirdest reason ever, it worked. There's no way that's like, you know. It doesn't make sense, but it's fine. Like, it does a purpose, okay? It has a purpose. Wow, I got so many rewards on my hand. Lovely. Beautiful. Can't believe it. What time even is it? Why am I scatterbrained? Okay. So, I do want to talk. It's the 31st. December 31st, 2024. And my sock right now, tights. I just had like these blue tights, cut them. Obviously that's not working very well. There's absolutely no way. Okay, so these would have been like the dream socks because I think that the material of tights kind of work, okay? I feel like it works. The problem, there's not like elastic because it was literally tights that I just cut. So for that reason, like the elastic, well, non-existent, like I just said. So it being non-existent does the funniest thing where these just fall off of my feet. But don't they look so stylish? Like, what do you mean it's naturally just folded like that? Like, that's adorable. What do you mean it's like they scrunch like so, like it literally just scrunches in the cutest way on its own? Like, I don't know. This makes me like so excited about like physics and science. Actually, I'm not really sure what, like, when it's physics and when it's science, or when it like crosses over to the other one, because like same thing, like the science of what other people told us was true, but we have to like blindly believe them in order to accept any of it, unless we don't personally do every experiment they said they did. But they're basically like, it would be like a waste of all of the time in your life because you don't have time. Sometimes you just have to take people's like, because I said so, you know, like sometimes you actually have to take that and believe it. Otherwise, like, you're gonna waste all your time trying to prove that they're right. And if you prove things that other people already tell you, like, they've proven, you might be wasting your time, but you actually can't rule out the fact that the answer could have been, it's so like Schrodinger's cat, right? Like, you actually can't prove that anything that one person like has proven would have been the same for you as well. Because it's very like Schrodinger's cat, right? Just because it's true for like some people doesn't mean that the same result would be true for you as well, unless it's like one of those super easy experiments that like you could like prove. But like, a lot of like scientific studies on like a larger scale that would take more resources and time to prove. Like, you personally are never gonna know for sure. You just have to take somebody else's, it's probably true, and you just have to like believe that. And if you don't, then you're wasting your time, but if you do, at least you're gonna know for sure. And like, what kind of groundbreaking discovery would it be if you discovered that some of these things are only true for some people? Yeah. I mean, clearly gravity works for all of us, but as far as we know, okay, I'm sure there can be some levitation scientists out there who are just out there, and also just like people who are levitating, but like, you know what I mean? Like, they're a scientist if they're levitating because they discovered something, and that just means they're doing a scientific discovery. Like, it still is. It's just like what they can personally do. Like, it still is. It still is. Anyway, if I see like, wow. If I seem like I'm on a different vibration, these earrings my mom got me, they're like real gold, so them being real gold is definitely changing my vibration for real. Like, I felt so much lighter. Genuinely. And it's not my bank account, because my bank account is at like $2 right now. Like, I have some cash, but my bank account is at like $2. So, yeah, that could not possibly be what's making me feel like I'm on a lighter vibration. So it must be the earrings, because until then I was like so sad. And then I put them on, and the real gold was like, whoop. Like, you think you're not gonna be on that highest frequency right now? Like, and it's funny because it doesn't even matter how much magic I do, I can still be like working on myself at a more dense vibration. But the moment, if I'm wearing, like, I guess I feel like if I'm wearing something that's like real gold, or like real, like real, right? Like metal or whatever, like a real thing. I don't know. Like, I feel like it did raise my vibration considerably. I think just having nice things raises somebody's vibration. The Hello Kitty backpack is helping too. But it also helps that like I know what having nice things represents to me, because of like not only so much time spent not having nice things, but I know the actual like mental state I was in when I also didn't have nice things. And also even today, I know the mental state I was at when I didn't have nice things, and then I just was around my nice things that I have. My vibration kind of shifted. So I don't know. I do have this Starbucks espresso, which is so crazy because I actually ordered Starbucks today, like Uber Eats, you know. I got a Frappuccino, but I already forgot about it, so here I am having more coffee, and I did not even remember. Like, what's going on with like the lapse in memory? Like, I've never ever had the lapse in memory. I just almost feel like my mind is like so relaxed that certain memories are like not necessary. But leaving with them is the fact that I already had a Starbucks Frappuccino today, even though I have like almost no money, right? So, which, was that an economically wise decision? Not really, but can I prove that there are economically wise decisions based on the life experience that I have? No, I would have to take other people's word for it, and other people's words for things have been very, very mediocre. So I would have to like believe somebody who, I mean, obviously, yes, if you save money, you still have money. That, sure, that could be proven, okay? Like, that could be proven. But the problem, the bone to pick I have with that, okay, is the whole, like, well then, like, the manifestation aspect of that. Saving money never helped me manifest anything. Ever. Spending money never, like, I don't know, it sounds stupid, but, like, at the same time, I don't know, I feel like I can be kind of at this weird, like, state mentally where I'm like, well, if I don't spend this on a Starbucks Frappuccino, like, I'm just gonna spend this on, like, the next thing that I have to spend money on. Like, could somebody reason that I wouldn't know how to like manage money very well when it's at small amounts? Yes, but I've never had larger amounts to really say that I could never like be decent at it as a concept. It's just like I've never had like, when I'm making like minimum wage at a job, I'm like, wow, like like this feels like I'm practically selling my soul just to be your slave. Like, I'm not enjoying this anyway, so I might as well enjoy some parts of my life. So I'm fine with like spending more on like food or like Starbucks, because even if I shouldn't be fine with that, because I'm still like, I kind of feel like I already deserved better than this like $10 an hour job anyway. So like the fact that it's not what I feel that I deserve, and it's just like what's the lesson here? Like I kind of look at the universe and I'm like, okay, clearly there wasn't a lesson here. Like clearly you didn't have something in mind. Like obviously, but clearly like it's not, like if there was supposed to be some like reason for things, clearly there's not one. So I'm just gonna do what I want, and look at me, I'm still alive. I don't know, I got Starbucks and I'm also gonna drink an espresso. Like look at me, I'm still alive. Like it's so survivable to be stupid, okay? It's so survivable, like it's so fine. One could argue maybe I'm not stupid, almost, you know, like I don't know. It is what it is, okay? It's fine. I keep looking at the top of this because you know when you buy it and there's like dirt in the little like rim, but you can't get it out, and you're like, I'm just gonna accept my fate and drink the dirt, but I don't actually know what the dirt is. Like I don't know the proximity that I would want to be to or from this random dirt because I don't know what it is. Like, is it something gross? Probably, otherwise why would it be there? Like again, like what's wrong with Earth? Like why do we have like the tiny little like, you know, things that are imperfect? Like what is it supposed to do? Like it has to have a purpose. I'm so mad that dust exists. Like I'm still mad that there can be like dirt in the rim of these, and like, you know, like I absolutely can't. Like I feel like people can just be like, oh, it's actually just something that whoever created it didn't think about or didn't care about because they were gonna make money anyway. But then like I won't even believe that, because then I'll think that it's something wrong with me. I'll be like, so I am so imperfect that I would do that, even though I didn't do it. And I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't create a product with such a large flaw, I mean, that I would be aware of. Like it would have just had to be something I didn't realize. Okay, so maybe they didn't realize, but like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I could not realize something. Like, I could not realize something. In fact, I've been not realizing things more often lately. I don't know what causes it. I think I'm just relaxed. I'm like, well, it looks like I survived. I'm doing a lot of magic. A lot of it is changing me, but not changing the outcomes of things. Which I get it, maybe I have to change me in order to like reach a certain vibration or something, or like mental space, and that's been working. Like I've successfully been changing me. I like fully, like I'll be doing a spell and like my brain in the middle of it, I'm like, why am I doing this? This is pointless. I can't prove this is gonna do anything. This doesn't feel like it's worth my time. It doesn't feel like that good. Like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the point? And then immediately afterwards, I like realize all of the energy that I got from it, and like how much my mental state is completely new from 0 to 100. So I'm like, wow, like actually just like a very difficult workout. I'm very proud to say that I still, even when it like felt pointless to me, like I'm so glad that I just like stuck it through and did this, because like now I can tell what the benefits are afterwards, because it's almost like sometimes the benefits aren't like immediate of things, but if you like stick it through and just do it, like you feel like, wow, I know that I am really doing something, because I know that the feeling of like wholeness and like more energy and just like genuinely feeling stronger and happier as a person. Like I know that like my past self, like I would have just like walked in circles trying to find that forever. So it's like I am grateful that even when it feels pointless and I don't understand why am I doing this, why do I have to, it's like if you clean your room or something, right? It's like, which I don't do, but if you are somebody who does that, okay, like more than like twice a year, okay, like I'll just like be fine with a messy room. Like I don't know, I tell myself there must be so many more important things to spend my time on, but magic is the only thing that makes me feel like I'm using my time wisely. During the spell, I don't even feel like I'm using my time wisely. I'm always like, wow, I'm wasting all of my time. I can't believe that I would do that. Like, I can't believe that I would waste my time like that. But then afterwards, I'll just be chilling and I'm like, wait, it's been a few days since I felt like I was wasting any time. Actually, wait, it's been a few weeks since I felt like I was wasting my time on this earth. Wait, it's been a few months since I felt like I'm wasting my time on this earth. I know that I used my resources and my time as efficiently as possible, even if I got no results. So it's kind of like I'm fixing me, but what am I fixing? I'm like, so I fixed me. I'm gonna fix me some more, but what else am I fixing? What else am I going towards? What am I working on? What am I getting out of this? Like, physically, what am I getting out of this? Nothing. Mentally, emotionally, like my soul, like I'm getting a lot from it through like feeling those like feelings of wasting my time, right? Like, what is wasting your time? It's, I mean, not really an emotion, but it's like it's a feeling. It's not real. Okay? Say it's like you had like fear, okay? Wasting your time is almost like fear in a way that like, can it help you? Yes, but a lot of the time you have an abundance of that feeling and it's not productive. So you can feel like you have an abundance of the feeling of, am I wasting my time? You can never prove for sure whether you're wasting your time or not. You have to be fully comfortable with the fact that you might be wasting your time. The more comfortable you can be with the feeling that you might be wasting your time, and the more that you can expose yourself to the feeling of I might be wasting my time, it's like a gym workout, because eventually you're like, yes, I might be wasting my time, like, can't wait to waste my time again, like, you know, like, but then you build up this, like, nobody can tell you you're wasting your time and it hurts you. Nobody, like, you can't tell yourself you're wasting your time and you have an emotional response to that, because you've built up all of this time of being like, yeah, like maybe I'm wasting my time. But it's also like, okay, like I ate a cupcake, like I'm not gonna be like, oh no, like sugar, bad for you, right? Because like, it's almost like bonded, right? You wouldn't care if you were wasting your time unless you thought that you fundamentally had a deficiency that you had to resolve. Otherwise, like, there would be no time that's wasted. There would just be time that's enjoyed and time that's not enjoyed. So stop saying, am I wasting my time? Or if it's really bad, you have to sit with the feeling of, I'm wasting my time. How can you sit with the feeling of that? You have to do magic that is specifically to build your resistance to the feeling of wasting your own time. So you really have to force yourself to be exposed to the feeling of wasting your own time to the extent that you eventually say, I don't actually care if I'm wasting my time at all. There's no part of me that has an emotional response to the idea that I'm wasting my own time, but I care if I'm enjoying my own time. And once you get to the point where you care if you're enjoying your own time, you kind of just do whatever you want and you stop being like, wow, like I'm so scared that like there was something I was supposed to do that I didn't do. Babe, what were you supposed to do that you didn't do? Probably nothing, or you would have done it. Unless magic, because that'll actually help you in other ways. But you should not be like, I can't believe the years are going by. Like, I can't believe the months are going by. You actually should not be saying that, because you shouldn't be shocked. And you shouldn't feel like you lost something when a year goes by. Because a year might, like, if you woke up tomorrow and it was 2026, you should not feel like you lost something. You should say, I'm going to enjoy 2026 to the absolute most that I can. Like, you have to not be so scared that you're losing something. Because you can, it's just a number. Like, it's just a number. You get to still have all of the experiences that you still have left to have. Like, it doesn't mean you're not going to care about yourself, but like, that can almost, like, yes, you care about yourself, but holding on to some of these like darker emotions or like deeper like unhappy feelings can like get in your way too. So you have to make sure that you're not like, I know that I'm wasting my time, whatever. Like, you can't be in this frantic state, because then you're like hurting yourself essentially. Like, not permanently, but you're making yourself uncomfortable for nothing. Like, okay, like wasting your time that's not even real. So, I mean, do you have a certain amount of time on the earth? Yes, but then after that you can like reincarnate. Like, there is an abundance of time. You were never supposed to feel the way. There is an abundance of time. You would just have to pick out like a new life, because you would reincarnate at that point. Like, if you waste 100 years, on to the next 100. Like, it's not supposed to be a bad thing. It's an illusion that it's supposed to be super bad. We're all figuring it out. It's an illusion if you think that other people know more or an insane amount about stuff. Like, it's not supposed to be bad. You're just where you're currently at. And that's why I don't believe that only meditation is going to help a person. I believe that people have to do magic, because you have to, essentially, it's like hitting the gym mentally, emotionally, and for your soul, because it's going to make you so strong. And you won't even know where the strength came from. And it'll be at the times when you believe that what you're doing is the most pointless, or the most like mindless, or empty, or the most anything negative, right? Like, when you're practicing magic, you're going to face the like darkest depths of you, and the parts of you that feel stagnant, and the parts of you that you're afraid might be stagnant, and the parts of you, it's like following any purpose of a person, right? Like, your real purpose is going to make you face yourself. That's why people don't want to do their real purpose, because they're not ready to face themselves, because it's hard. Because your real purpose is going to be like the hardest thing you can think of doing, that you also care about and that you're also excited about. Like, if it's easy, it's probably not your purpose, because then you're like just doing something that you've already surpassed the worth of, essentially, for yourself. So everything is just what the mind projects onto it. So there could be a certain amount of energy that, by literally like taking apart this leaf, like what's left of it, I could be like, okay, I'm getting X amount of energy from just taking apart the leaf. As I do it, my mind is in a meditation state. Essentially, even taking apart a leaf can be magic, because you tell yourself, okay, I'm getting X amount of energy from taking apart this leaf. Then you just start taking apart the leaf, and then there's no more leaf. So that means whatever you projected onto the leaf is yours now. That's the same with anything, right? Like, as I drink this, I mean, I don't only do like such casual magic like that, but I'm saying like, this is like one natural way that you don't even have to be like fully, it's like everything is like the Akashic records, right? Like the almost like the video game version of like a list of everything that could possibly happen, every achievement you could get, everything you could gain from anything. So like, there is a certain amount of energy that you can get from just taking apart a leaf. I mean, especially if you can make yourself care about it to any degree, but also just go into like a meditation state and like watch where your mind actually goes while you're doing like a mindless act, okay? But like, be aware of it and notice the fact that like, no, your purpose is not taking apart a leaf, but you can gain energy from it as well if you're willing and able to like be aware of where your mind goes while you're doing any task. So it can like, there's no reason to not use like the resources that are readily available to you. You don't have to go create new resources if you don't have other resources. Like, if you're like Sabrina Carpenter or something, right? If you're super famous, have a lot of resources, you're probably supposed to use those resources, because that's like what you need right now, is like to use those resources to fulfill like your purpose. Find out what that means to you, what it represents. But if you don't have those resources, there's something that you have, even if it's just a leaf or like a drink that you're drinking, or like whatever it is, it means something to your mind and to your soul. So like, sit with yourself, be aware of it, find out what it means. Like, it's so weird to say because it like feels like the people who are fulfilling their purpose are very similar to the people that are not. When energy is not a part of the equation, it's impossible to tell the two apart. I mean, almost impossible. Because, like, where do the results come from? Like, that can be a whole, like, course that people are learning is, like, where does the energy come from? So then they might have a lot less than other people because they're currently focused on where does it come from. So they have to not have it to some degree to find out where it can come from. But if people are not fulfilling their purpose, they might even, like, be born into wealth. It might look like everything they're doing is what they care about and what they enjoy. So you might be like, but they look like they are fulfilling their purpose and they have resources to prove it. Like, it's so mind-bending because some of the people who are fulfilling their purpose the most have the least, but also some of them have the most because they were able to create it, and because you could say, like, the class they were currently in is, like, how to create that. You know, and, like, it's just, you only know what you're doing. And that's the mind-blowing part. No matter how many notes you exchange with other people, you only know what you're doing. And, like, that can be even hard to, like, be fine with, because it's like, well, then how do I know what direction to go in? But it's like, then you turn inwards and say, like, to yourself, how do I know what direction to go in? Is there a way to know what direction to go in? If there's not a way to know what direction to go in and I go the wrong way, like, what's the worst that can happen? And how can I make the worst that can happen not very bad? Or, like, a lot better than what it could have been, right? Or, like, what's the best that can happen? How can I make the best that can happen better than what it was already going to be? Or better than what it could currently be? Like, how can I improve the best that could happen? Like, how can I be even better than what I thought the best could have been? How do I know what the best could have been? Like, do I know? Like, you could ask yourself a million questions, but how does it feel to ask the questions? Where do they come from within you? Like, do you feel like you're missing anything when you ask for the answers to the questions? And if you didn't get the answers, if you asked questions but never got the answers, how would you feel about that? Like, even in your body, like, how would you feel to not receive answers to the questions? Would you feel like you're missing something? Would you feel like you were denied something that you deserved? Like, would you feel like, I don't know. There are so many, like, paradoxes that I used to experience in my life that I would become emotionally attached to. So I used to become emotionally attached to the idea that there's only, like, one place where the answer to a question can, like, come from, and if I don't get it, then it's the end of the world, right? Like, but it was never a person, it was never, like, it was always a concept. And so from, like, literally, maybe not birth, but, like, from, like, my youth, I would be so afraid, like, if I don't get an answer to a question that comes from the one place that I projected the idea that this is the only place where the answer to the question could come from, like, I would be stressed. I'd be afraid, I would be sad, like, so sorrowful, so empty. Like, I used to think that, like, the only way to, like, matter was to get the answer to this question, and it's like, if a person doesn't, like, sell their soul literally to get the answer to the question, and it's like, what question? It could be any question. Like, it was so, like, stupid. But because it was such a paradox, I thought that had to be the way that, like, the universe operated. And, like, if I didn't get the answer to the question, then I was just gonna perish forever. Like, you know, like, it was, like, stupid. Like, it was stupid, but, like, also I had to be so intelligent to even ask high-level questions like that to begin with, and to even create all of these, like, weird paradoxes in my mind. But it's like sometimes, like, common sense and, like, the feeling of, like, basic safety are, like, the same. So if you don't have one, you don't have either. And it just makes you come across as, like, really stupid when you explain the things that you were terrified of. Like, it's so funny. It's so bad though. It's so funny. But now I'm like, I'm so happy that I've done so much magic that, like, within myself, if I accomplished nothing else, and I'm only 22 right now, then I know that I used this 100 years wisely in the best way I possibly could. And it's like, of course I want the rest of the years, obviously, but like, at the very worst, it's like, I know that I spent my time wisely. At the very worst, like, I feel like I've improved since I was born. So like, because I've improved since I was born, like, I did so good, like, oh my gosh, like, but also, like, hypothetically, the worst that could have happened was that, like, what if I didn't improve since I was born? You know what I mean? So, like, based on what could have happened, what did happen was, like, so much better. There's, like, a spider. Whew. I don't know if you saw it. It was probably, like, blurry when you tried to see it. You don't have very good vision. I don't know what to tell you. You don't have, like, the most amazing vision. There's a spider. I was going to think of what to name it, but then the name was actually somebody. It's on the screen. It's on the screen. It's on the screen. It's on the screen. But yeah, I was going to name it somebody, and then I realized I shouldn't, because it's actually a person, and that person's not gonna see this, but I was like, I can't name it that person. Actually, it was a name. Somebody had a different name and then changed their name, and I was like, why was that the name that first came to my mind? Because it wasn't like a deep thing. So the first name that came to my mind was just that, and then it's like, can't name the spider that because that person's never gonna see this, but it would also be weird. Sorry, my screen just like went white and then went back to normal, but it's fine. The spider's running all over the Hello Kitty backpack. Don't go in the pocket. Don't go in the pocket. You don't understand. Please don't go in the pocket. Woo! Please don't. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? I can't do this. I literally felt like throwing up. Like, I can't do the not knowing. Okay? That's what I can't do. What the fuck is that? You can't. Oh no, it's not that. It's an ant. Okay, it has to have gone in the pocket. Like, it absolutely has to have. What am I gonna do? It was a tiny spider. Like, wow. I don't hate spiders. I don't hate wildlife, okay? I just can't even. There's too many factors. It didn't look poisonous, but like, what if it is? What if it's in the pocket? What if I try to get it out of the pocket and it gets squished? Like, I can't, and then it's like it died. Like, then spider CPR is not a thing, and also a squished body can never receive CPR. So there's too many factors. I can't mentally be like, what if the spider died? Like that life is gone forever. Like, I can't do that, okay? I don't know. I have to just be like, it's fine. Like, that's literally crazy. Oh. Wow. That life is gone. I mean, maybe not. I just don't know where it went. Okay, spiders have to have like some degree of consciousness. So some degree of consciousness was like crawling on my bag and like went in one of the pockets though. Like some degree of consciousness like might have gone in one of the pockets and I'm never gonna know. Like, what does that even mean? Like, there's no way my brain can like even fully conceptualize the fact that some degree of consciousness was crawling around on my Hello Kitty backpack. This video was supposed to be about 2025. Well, okay, so I guess part of the purpose of the video was to just talk about like where I've been in life prior to now. So I guess I've done a good job at that so far. Like, wow. Find out what you did a good job at afterwards. Find out what you did a good job at afterwards. Okay? Because when you set like a long list of like scripting as a form of like manifestation will literally take you out. Like, it'll literally be like the bad guys have got you. Like, there's no like, you know what I mean? That will harm you because you were not supposed to blame yourself for the opportunities you didn't have. You were never supposed to, like, mentally, like, be harmful to yourself at all for the opportunities you didn't have. And that's not easy. And that's so sad. And there has to be some way. I mean, maybe there is a way, like, if you're fully comfortable with not getting the opportunities, and then you script, and it's like, maybe you got some of them but not all of them, or they happen in a different way. But for me, the dumbest thing ever is that when things happen in a different way, they just don't happen. Anything I've ever tried to, like, believe in or script immediately fell apart. So I was like, okay, so I wasn't supposed to have, like, a strong belief system. Or I was supposed to find out how to have a stronger one. But I could have torn myself apart, literally dying over, like, how to have a stronger belief system. So I'm in the weird phase of being like, maybe scripting is fine. I did have an idea earlier where I thought that it would be so funny to, like, write a novel based on myself, but, like, sci-fi, like, combined with, like, sci-fi, or, like, not like sci-fi, but, like, fantasy stuff, right? Like, I thought, like, and then script a bunch of things that I actually want to have happen into it, but, like, combine it, right? And then do, like, an audiobook of it and post that to YouTube. Like, I thought, like, how interesting would that be? That made sense, right, when I said it? Anyway. I don't know. Earlier, so that would just be, like, a new book and audiobook, whatever, that I would want to post on YouTube. And I think that would be, like, so fun and so positive, even if it doesn't come true. It's like, then I still got to play out and live the fantasy of, like, what if these things came true, but then in the book I'm gonna make it, like, in a better way because it's, like, fantasy and, like, anything can be true in that realm. But it's, like, also if the scripts anything that I did want to have happen, and it's, like, the scripting manifestation, like, if it makes it come true, it does, like, that would be funny, that would be cool. It would be cool for, like, the people who watch that video and subscribe to my channel to then also see those things come true eventually. Like, if that were true, imagine, like, the timeline of that. Like, how fun, how crazy would that be? Like, it'd be kind of weird, right? Like, I don't know. I thought that would be, like, a fun little game to play, okay? So, I don't think it would be, like, a novel, because I don't think I want to write that many pages, but, like, imagine if I could make it, like, an hour or something, you know, like, or, like, a good 59 minutes, 60 minutes of, like, you know, the audiobook and all that, right? Like, the video, like, I thought, like, that would be a good length, but I don't know how many words that would be, or, like, the speed of me reading it when I create it, and, like, I don't know. It's a lot to think about. Like, I might try to make it, like, less than that, but, or it might be in multiple parts. Actually, that might be genius. Imagine I make it in multiple parts. Because I'm just thinking about the length of the video and, like, how much space do I have on either my iPhone or MacBook to, like, hold that amount of, like, time of a video, and, like, you know, that might work. That might be genius. Not that it's gonna automatically come true, but if it did, like, how funny would that be, right? I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's a different way to, like, tell my story and, like, have fun. And if that manifests something, then it does, you know? Like, why not? I do think raising the vibration is real, but creating the, like, mental house that you would have wanted to live in is so real. Like, not even literally, but I'm sure there's a literal way to do that, whatever, like, you know, but creating the mind that you've always wanted to live in, even if it doesn't mean that you have the monetary abundance that you've always wanted. And then for me, like, it might be a lifelong question of, like, why do both not just exist and naturally become attracted to me? Or, ooh, my palm, it looks so cute, like, in the light. I don't know why, it looks hypnotic. The other one just looks normal, but, like, look at that. I don't know why. Maybe it's the lighting, but it made me look feel like it looked like I put like literal gold on my palm. Like it was so cute. Yeah, like gold leaf or like gold powder or like gold paint, right? Like, I don't know, it was just good lighting for a second. Or my eyes were really good for a second, I don't know. I don't know. My third eye will just be like so open sometimes. I don't know, dude. I don't know. And then I'm like, wow, like that almost looked like something different. So funny. That almost looked like something different. But like maybe it means nothing, but like good one. Like it did look like something different for a minute. Okay. Yeah, I'm so happy to be wearing these gold earrings. I am actually really happy about them. I wasn't even sure at first, but I do like them. Why did I do that? Yeah. I'm always going to want to become more comfortable with myself in different ways. And following my purpose, writing is a part of my purpose, and also just all types of self-expression using my voice. That really is my purpose, if you want to know. Any way that I can use my voice, that was my purpose. Not you, but what? What type of spider even? There's a spider in my little bag from the store. Actually, the funny thing is, normally at this gas station by my house, they give like black bags. This time it was a white bag, but I didn't even notice until the spider was walking on it. Because that's how much, like, I've done magic so much that, like, certain things will, like, almost, like, miss my mind. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, the fact that, like, I would have, like, missed, like, not that I didn't miss it, I just wasn't, like, consciously aware of it. Like, I didn't care. But I feel like memorizing every detail of things was something that, like, when I felt a larger deficiency in myself, I would have been, like, obsessed with, like, details. And, like, how do the details make me feel? But I think I passed that phase of life. Like, I already passed that lesson of, like, memorizing details and finding out how the details make me feel. So now I'm on to, like, a lot of details will slip my mind, and I'm still never having to worry about a lot of things. So, how strange. My mind does work differently. Like, as I practice magic in different ways, it does change the function, like, the way that my mind operates and functions. But understanding that those changes are positive and that they're happening for a reason and that they're happening so that I can be who I need to in the next phase and for the next lesson in my life matters. Like, learning that and accepting it. For some reason around change, like, I had such a lack of self-acceptance my entire life. So now, like, overcoming that, I'm just learning that, you know, anything changing doesn't mean that I'm terrible and awful and, like, that I'm going to burn in hell and, like, die. Like, these were, like, subconscious beliefs. Never, like, really conscious beliefs, but, like, I just had so much sadness. Like, I thought, like, no matter what, like, my worth was gonna downgrade as a person forever. Like, when I was literally a teenager, like, I thought that. Like, I genuinely believed it, and the problem, part of why I couldn't get out of it was because I just thought, like, anybody who tells me that's not true, like, either they were kind of stupid, no offense, you know, like, I kind of believed that. I was like, well, they just don't know. They just don't get it. Like, they just don't understand like I understand, you know, but, like, it was actually stupid. Like, I was actually stupid. And it wasn't meant to be, like, so bad towards them. I just thought there was something they were missing and that I understood and they didn't understand, which was the dumbest thing ever. But, like, sometimes one of the dumbest things somebody can do is lock themselves in a world where only they understand and nobody else can understand, because then sometimes, like, you don't know what you can go through that you just assume that other people wouldn't understand, even though you never should have had to go through that. Like, it's literally psychosis if you're going through something negative, but other people just wouldn't understand the benefits of the negative thing you're going through. Like, no, you're just going through something negative, and that's okay. Like, you can still love yourself on the other side of that, and you are gonna get through it, but, like, tell yourself what you need to get through it, but, like, don't hold yourself in a bad place for no reason. Is that all for the video? That might be all for the video. Like, I think that's all I have to say. Oh, walking into 2025, I don't know. I don't know what I expect. I don't know what I want out of it. I don't know how realistic or unrealistic my expectations should be, but I also know that should isn't even real. So, I don't know, it's all an illusion, but, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's not gonna happen. But I know where I've been, so if I upgrade from where I currently am and where I have been, I will know. Anyway, I wish you the best of 2025. I love you guys. Bye.